A day passed, and another. The night came to Alan on the top side of the planet. He sat at a long canteen table with the contents that he got from the dispenser from the wall. The food was a series of tablets and some mushy contents that was meant to be a roast dinner, but looked like the contents of someone's stomach. He played about with it, with his spoon, and constantly looked to the digital clock on the wall. At the end, he swallowed the tablets with his third cup of tea in that sitting, threw the mushy contents to the waste disposer, and took the 3 dirty cups to the automated dishwasher. He paced the grey space one more time, then went and lied down in bed. The Deep Space Observer console was still above his bed, but it was not set on the expanse outside. It was analysing the debris he had found some days ago. He slid under the blankets and looked to the screen. As he entered his diary entry, nothing much. Then the moment came. The screen displayed the data analysed. He made a few hand movements which translated onto the screen, and the data was revealed to him. He switched the screen off, turned the lights off by voice command, and shut his eyes to sleep. Next morning came with a sudden bang. Alan was up in the canteen, armed with a laser cannon, firing at holographic images of pigeons, but the holes that were left in the walls were more than real. A red light beamed across the room and a siren. He ran out into the cupboard, pulled out an axe, and with a strong bow he threw the axe straight into the computer, emitting the siren of warning, and the light ceased. He pulled out the axe from the wires and sparks, electrocuting himself with a few watts of power. And before the moment he pulled himself free, as the electric current soared right through his body, lighting him up like streetlights. He screamed, but not in pain or agony from the electrical current, but from the depth of his stomach, as loud as he could. His face went bright red, as all the veins in his body expanded to allow the blood to pour through, to allow his outburst of pure and untamed rage. The kettle made a sound familiar to that of boiling, which it had been programmed to do so, and suddenly the chaos ceased, as he settled down to pour carefully, and with complete contrast to the recent outburst, a cup of hot tea, which in a civilized manner he poured milk and 1 sugar, and sat amongst his chaos, almost oblivious to the monster he had become a moment ago. Then a voice called out from the monitor in the communication room. It was his friend from the bottom side of the planet.
Alan, can you hear me? Are you there? I am worried. Alan, pick up.
Alan drank his hot tea, spilling some down his top, and rushed to the communication room and picked up.
Yeah, how are you?
Not well. I am feeling under the weather today. I don't know if I can make this.
Hey, don't say that. I need you, please. I'm sorry I didn't call. I had to power down non-essentials to make up for the strain the processor took analyzing the debris. And before you ask, yes, I know what it is.
I know.
You know? You got a signal. What? How do you know?
Alan, I didn't want to have to tell you this. Please try and be calm and reasonable to what I am about to tell you. And the only reason I can now is because, well, you'll see.
What are you going on about? You hacked into my system, right, and found out that way?
Alan, please, let me finish. This is important. If I was feeling better, if I think I could make myself better, then I wouldn't tell you.
How bad are you?
It feels like someone smashed up my insides. It's that bad.
What?
Alan, I lied to you. The reason you didn't know of a base in the bottom side of this planet, if there never was one.
You're from Earth?
No.
A ship from the fleet? It was the debris from your ship?
No, Alan. I am here, in the other room.
What are you talking about? There's no one in the other room.
Yes, there is. Me. You put an X through me. I am the computer.
What? What? I don't understand. What are you saying? You're not the computer.
He shouted.
You are not the computer.
I am Alan. I was designed in the event of the destruction of the fleet or within a time period of you being here alone to be activated to behavior like another human being, converse with you, so you would not be alone out here. I am sorry, Alan.
Then the suit. I was going to take the buggy and see you. You know how long it took me to make that suit.
I know, Alan. I had to let you continue. It was important you didn't suffer. Mother Earth didn't want you to suffer. I was programmed to terminate you when I could. I did try that night you slept. I turned the oxygen off. But we set it in your browser. You didn't even know. Once you had finished the suit, and you told me you were coming, I was going to terminate you then. It was have been painless, and you wouldn't have known. I am sorry, Alan.
Then all this time, I've been alone. But didn't know it. Everything was a lie all this time. I've been talking to myself, to a computer. I mean, I might have just conversed with myself. It would have been the same. I felt that I wasn't alone. And yet I was. This doesn't seem fair. What's happening? This is some kind of dream, a nightmare. Surely it must be. This can't be happening.
Alan, you know it is. You have seen the report. The debris is from the fleet. It was destroyed as the sun exploded. I told you what to dream. I wanted you to work it out, I think. But you never did. Maybe in more time you would have. Now our conversation have been real. I know I am just processors and wires. But as long as there is doubt in your mind over whether or not you were alone, then I served my purpose. Alan.
He didn't answer.
Alan, do you want me to terminate you now? My power is running out. I won't be able to. You have the choice. Tell me, what do you want me to do?
Alan didn't answer. He went to the other room and placed his hand close by the computer, which he had thrown his axe into. A slow tear rolled down his face.
Yes. There is doubt. You were real to me, however fake it was. I didn't realize. If I hadn't thrown that axe, in my anger then I would have been living this charade still, unaware of what was really happening. Now it's all over. All over. I will miss you.
Alan, do you want me to terminate you? My power is draining. Alan, too.
Alan looked up at the light that had once emanated from the wires inside the terminal. They had dissipated, and it was dark and cold. Alan sat by his friend in a ball, akin to how a child without his parents on the first day of school might look. The night came, and he sat by the communication desk. No sounds were emitted. It was dead. The morning arose. Alan had removed the wall covering of his friend, removing with care the contents. He took it with him. He put on the suit that was now finished, and out onto the barren surface of the planet. For the first time since landing there all those years ago, he stood unbeknown to him on a spinning globe, surrounded by the depth of space, stars, the universe, the last man in creation. With his hands he carefully made a small hole in the soil of the planet and placed the mechanic parts of his friend inside the hole. He brushed the soil carefully back over the grave and left a stone for the man that never was.